It's not online education, it's not distance learning, it's emergency remote teaching, it's ERT. This is what we had to do. We had to take everybody, hey, everybody, now we have to go online. And people who didn't know how to teach online and people who didn't know how to be a student online had to go online. And then we had so many things as educators, like what am I gonna do? I don't know how to use this tool, or I don't know what to do with all this grammar and make it fit in an hour online. Not all my students can do it. Not everybody has the resources, etc., etc., etc. So this is what I wanted to do today. Before we start with all these these exercises I am going to show you, is let's take a moment, and I would love to read you people in the chat. How many of you teachers here or students are worried about their students not getting enough oral practice in their online or in their live sessions? I would love to read some of your answers in the chat. Are you worried about this? Like, oh my God, my students are not getting enough practice. Yeah. Um, hello, everybody who have said hello. Yes, I'm very concerned because they don't have much time to practice speaking. Yes, this is one of our concerns. Olenka says she's not worried. Very good. Rosaura says it will depend on the activities. It's our responsibility to promote this skill, of course, but are you worried about not having enough time? This is the question. That's one of my biggest concerns. Good, Gloria. All right. So many of us can be worried. I am very happy, and congratulations to all of you who said that you are not worried, because this is one weight off your shoulders. If you don't have this worry, I am very happy that you have found the strategies and the time and the place to do so. So congratulations. So let's see here. Yes, it's difficult when you have to follow a curriculum. Exactly, exactly. So I'm going to tell you what I've learned, what I learned after this whole experience. Yeah. Why is this happening? Yeah. I know this is not, as I told you before, this is not academic. I'm not going to show, of course there is, but I'm not going to show you right now the evidence to prove this, because this is not a paper. This is just my reflections. And I have two main reasons. The administrative stuff, as our friend said a few seconds ago, tight schedules, yeah, administrators on real demands and pressure. This happens because they say, okay, we were having, as it was my case, we were having class every day, 2 hours per group. You have to make that fit on online sessions, and that is impossible. That was impossible. It was impossible to fit 10 hours a week online, and in a country as we are right now in Venezuela, the situations we are going through every day, the connection is terrible. We are in a city that is one of the most hit by electrical problems. We can have blackouts of 6 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours without electricity, right? Data, mobile data doesn't work that well sometimes. So it was impossible to keep up with those demands. We have specific material to cover per session, and under the administrator's demand, you have to do it. You had to make it fit. You had to do everything by the book. And then the other thing about this is that the lack of training. Not all the teachers, not everybody knows how to teach online, because that has a specific methodology that has specific strategies. Yes, and as Flavio says, the curriculum isn't adapted to the context. I mean, a book is a book, and online material is different. So we had to do both things at the same time. Yeah, we had to try to fit the book to online sessions, to online strategies, and do administrative stuffs. Yes, Ana Laura, I completely understand you, because when the pandemic started, I had to be the teacher. I had to be a secretary. I had to be aware of enrollments. I have to tell students to enroll. I had to give them, I mean, the only thing I didn't do was taking their money, but I was doing everything else. I was doing things that were not my responsibility. And that was a complete disaster at the beginning. Yes. The other big reason is that students' self-confidence and training. Students didn't know either how to do it. Students didn't, sometimes they don't even know how to open Zoom or Google Meet, or how to speak, or how to do things. Not even their profile picture is appropriate for academic environments. Yeah. So the lack of training in them, and this is what I call, I'm going to say it in Spanish, analfabetismo tecnológico. Yeah, we are completely unaware. We have all this technology, and we are completely unaware of how to really use it, and even less for academic environments. Yeah. And of course they don't want to do it. The same issues as always. They don't have self-confidence. They think they are going to make a mistake. Yeah. So yes, Ana Laura, their parents have the same problems, and this is one of the things that was the most terrible, especially for people uh, who were teaching kids or teenagers, because you have two students per one. Yeah. Because for each child you had to teach one parent at least two. Yeah. So you have to give instructions to the child and to the parent to make the child work. So it's double work. So these kind of things that administrators don't understand or didn't understand at the moment the whole thing started. For example, if we talk about the beginning of the pandemic, was was a real problem for us. And then all we start to do is what we saw on YouTube, or these tutorial videos, like, hello, I am Ainil, this is to be is used to, and that was the whole class. The students were just silenced, paying attention, writing down on their books, and doing the exercises at home, and that was it. Or repeat after me, blah 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 blah, and that was a complete disaster sometimes, because we didn't know how to teach. In my case, I knew a little bit because I had taught before under a curriculum, under a specific program online. But the rest of my partners at the academy, they didn't know. They had never taught online. Yes, Elizabeth, I can understand that you can have. But in my case, in my academy, we didn't have an emergency thing. And we had this part curriculum already ready for online classes, and the academy, the institution, decided not to use it, which was worse. So every teacher had to see what they did by themselves, and that was a big problem. Exactly. Sometimes we don't know what strategies. Yeah, it's kind of hard. Yes, yes. And Anna, yes, and it's not only all of us. I mean, the teacher. Oh, it's only that sometimes it's the other way around. It's students talking and talking and talking, and what are they learning? There has to be a balance. So I want you to, for those who don't know what to do, for those who don't know what to do, this is my input. This is my humble input. Yeah. And Yes, emotion play an important role, Flavio. Gamification, we have to be careful, but yes, we can play. And I have an activity related to that. Yeah, what to do. For those of you who say, well, but it's not that simple, make it simple by these three principles. I can give you more, but I'm going to give you these three principles I used as I didn't know what to do. First, understand there are plenty of things students can do offline. Jesus Christ, students find a tutorial for everything they want to do, and they follow tutorials. So why are you wasting your time? And I'm sorry if the word waste is it's a problem for you or it offends you somehow, but sometimes, not always, but sometimes it's a waste of time using your video camera and having a board and explaining to them the verb, the tense, when they can study by themselves online. They can find plenty of pages that you can find the video for them, send them, study how to form the present perfect, study how to form a present continuous, and do the exercises. Send them to my email. I will correct them. Let's do other thing. That half an hour you use explaining present continuous, they can use less by watching a video and completing exercises. Yeah, because it's the same. We can take more time for doing other things than just for explaining grammar that they can learn offline. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the other thing is, and I would really like to have your attention right now. I love your comments, but understand that if I am talking and talking and you are commenting and commenting and commenting, it's the same as if I were in a big room and you were talking to each other as I am presenting, you know? The second one is understand you don't have to follow the book by the letter. I mean, whatever your administrators say, there are plenty of things we never do when we have the text in our hands. I'm telling you this by experience. I had a textbook, but there were like too many things from the textbook that I didn't do. Why? Because it's my classroom. As long as I am not breaking any rule, or I am not cutting down the students' learning, or not following the curriculum, it's okay not to do everything. Online, you cannot do this. I mean, I know that we have to adapt the book to the online classes, and that is the real meaning of adapting. Yeah, just taking what matters and leaving off other things, and then having our own strategies to do that, to do what the book says. So we wouldn't be uh, if we do this, we are not really, we will not be really be um, cutting the book or not following the curriculum. We are doing it, but in another way, because we have to follow this book, but on my own terms, because I need to adapt the material. So we don't really have to follow the book by the letter. And you have to understand that you don't have to do all the talking. Why? And that goes hand by hand with the two other things. I don't have to really be sitting for half an hour explaining to them the present simple. They can just watch videos and do some activities, and then we can discuss what they didn't understand. And I can have examples, and let's repeat and let's play a game. Yeah. So understanding this will save you time for more oral practice by the students, not by you. Yeah. It happens to me, for example, I love to talk. Whoever knows me knows that I love talking, and I always have a story and an anecdote to share. And I find I love sharing with people. And I am a very communicative and talkative person. And sometimes when I was initiating a discussion in class, I was so held up by the moment that I wanted to continue talking. And I have learned to, hey, your students have to talk. Give them the example and let them talk. Yeah, let them talk. It's important. So let me tell you, I developed so many things to do, And this is online. And let me tell you, my activities work not only on live sessions, which are not always possible in Venezuela. These activities can be done by Telegram or WhatsApp. We use voice notes. Yeah. And this is part of that emergency remote teaching strategies we had to apply, because in my case, I have a computer with Zoom, but my other teachers didn't have a computer or Zoom or none. They had a phone, so they were teaching using WhatsApp. Other teachers had a tablet and they couldn't open a WhatsApp account, but they had Telegram. So these activities can be adapted to any of the means, yeah? 10 fun ideas to make your students speak more in live sessions. These are the 10 activities so you can have an idea, yeah? The first one is, how are you today? Truth, truth, lie, moral dilemmas, roll the dice, Google Books, TOEFL-like questions, chain story, mini presentations, anecdotes, and tongue twisters. Yeah? You wanna see a description? Let's go. How are you today? Uh, this is perhaps the simplest thing ever. And you know, you right now you're probably thinking, what? We do that. No, we don't do it. We say, how are you? Fine, thank you. And you, fine, thank you. Let's start the class. Because we have to follow a schedule. We have 1 hour. In my case, it's like, let's continue until before the electricity goes off. Yes, this was my concern. The electricity is going to go off. I have to teach. I have to give this. I have to make fit. I have to make everything fit. No talking. Shut up. I'm sorry for the expression, but that was my head. No, 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 talking. Yes, yes, you're fine. You're fine. I'm fine. Let's go down to business. Yeah. And that was terrible sometimes. Then I started to really ask this simple question. Hi, Fabiola, how are you today? Oh, how was your day? What did you do? How was your weekend? And I let them talk, each one of them. 7 students, 10 students, and they were happy. If they, even if they were beginnings, oh yes, teacher, well, I go to the movies yesterday. I went. Oh yes, I went. Was it good? Yes, good. Yes. Yeah, even for beginners, for them, it was like, wow, they were talking and they were not even realizing that I was listening to them and checking if we had to check the past or the present continuous or the present simple pronunciation. Yeah. Simple questions about the day, about the week. How do you feel today? Oh, teacher, I am tired. Why? Exercise. You did exercise? Oh, yes, did exercise. Too much? Yes, too many. No, too much. And that's it. So the benefits of this activity, it's pressure-free answers because it's just a normal answer. They don't see it at the moment. They don't realize that it's class, and it is class. We tend to believe that when we don't say, okay, let's start lesson A, page 21, it's not, before that, it's not class. Everything is class. From the moment they enter the room, from the moment they say hi on WhatsApp, that's class, my friends. That's class. So it's a pressure-free answer. It's a relaxed and safe environment to share feelings and emotions. And you get motivated students. They think, wow, the teacher cares. And they also say, wow, the teacher asked a question and I answered, and it was cool. She listened to me. Oh, my students, my friends listened to me. Oh, fulanito, Margarito had the same problem as me. And sometimes, let me tell you, sometimes I would be there in silence, listening to them share their emotions about something. Sometimes it was about the last movie or a series on Netflix, and they were talking among themselves, and I was quiet, completely quiet, just listening to them. And they were like, oh, excuse me, teacher, we were carried away by the emotion. Don't worry, don't worry. And that was amazing. I understood how important it was to start the class by letting them relax to and then receive the new information, and they would feel free of pressure. Free of pressure. Is everything okay so far? Any comments? Celia, can you do me a favor, please?
Sure, tell me.
Yeah, and because it's like getting slow. My computer is getting really slow. I would
Mm-hmm.
love it if we have something in the chat. I would love it if you read it to me. You can interrupt me and say, hey, Aileen, Fulanito says this and Fulanito says that. When I ask a question,
Okay.
okay?
Sure,
Can
sure,
you,
I
can
will do
you?
it. Yeah, Erika
All right,
says
thanks.
everything is okay. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, if you don't have any questions or comments about this first activity, let's see the second one. All right, some people are raising their hands, right? Ana Beatriz.
Yeah, Anna, you can activate your microphone if you want to say something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, good evening.
good
Let me
evening.
tell you something. You are so right when you talk about the importance of asking them how they are, how they feel. It's not because you want to know about their lives, I mean, like, like gossiping. It's so important, the emotions of the children in order to let them talk, let them express what they think and use, of course, use the language. It was so important when you talk about it. I felt so emotion. It is a number one, and one, and then they're going to give you the result of that. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Yes, and then of course then you get some students feel closer to you, and then they even ask you for your opinion in delicate situations with their lives. And this is part of what the neuroeducation is trying to tell us. All the neuro education strategies tell you that you have to watch your students emotions. It's part of the new pedagogy, these new strategies of teaching, that that you need to care for their emotions. You need to care for them. It's important for them. All right, thank you, Anna. I am happy that you can relate yourself to this information. Then we have this game. This is a game. That's Pinocchio over there. And the game, I named it Truth, Truth, Lie. Yes, you can see that I write down the level, so you can see that you can do them. Sometimes some activities are for some levels, some activities are for all the levels. It depends on how you adapt them, and of course you always have to take care of that. To watch the students level, it's very important. So what do you do with this activity? Well, you ask your students to tell 3 things about themselves. 2 things are true and 1 is a lie. For example, in my case, I say, well, I am a teacher. I am Portuguese, and I am a model. Yeah. So everybody is going to say, oh, come on. I know what the lie is. You are not a model. Yes. So each student gets the chance to say, okay, I think that number 1 is true, is the lie, sorry. I think that Aileen is not a model. Why? They have to explain why. If, of course, they are advanced, yeah, they have more strategies to explain why. If it is an advanced level, they have to say, well, she's not a model because she's heavy. I mean, she cannot be a model. And then I would say, wait a minute. I can be a plus size model. You don't know? And then the other one says, I think she's not Portuguese. And the other one says, but she has a Portuguese last name. Yeah. So the idea is that students try to discover which one is the lie and explain why. When we are dealing with beginners, it's a little bit more simple. Of course, it's simpler. You say, I am, and I am from. Could be, yeah. And the other one say, well, the lie is she's not, and then you practice to be, and the pronouns. Yeah, you can adapt the activity. Yes. So the benefits of this activity is that students use structures for reasons and examples, or reasons, examples, and explanations, and they develop logical thinking, critical thinking, and deductive skills. And of course, they have so much fun because even more fun. It's even more fun with the intermediate to advanced levels because they really make it like hard. They really tell you these things. Some people are very creative, and this is another benefit of this activity. Sometimes they tell you three things that look so real, especially if they don't know each other and they are on an online course. Sometimes you cannot even see their faces. So it's like, oh my God, which one is the lie? And they have fun. They have so much fun. Of course, you have to take care of bad words and inappropriate situations or inappropriate descriptions because that's not the idea. Yeah. You don't want that to happen. You don't want people offended, etc. We have to be politically correct. So this is my second activity. Any comments or questions?
No, I don't see any comments or questions.
All right. All right. I
It's
have this
good
other,
tips.
thanks. I have this other activity that is called moral dilemma. And this is more for intermediate to advanced because we have to advanced. Sorry, I missed a D there. I missed a D. They have to use the second conditional, which is imaginary conditionals. Yeah, se reinició. Sorry. They have to use the imaginary conditional. What do you do for this? You present a series of dilemmas, and you have your students. You ask your students, what would you do? What would you do in this situation? What would you do if you were that person? And apart from the obvious benefit, which is to work on the second conditional, which is not easy, because we all know that conditionals are not easy. First of all, because we use them terribly in Spanish and we bring the same mistakes in English. The other benefit is that you really get to know your students from a moral point of view, and you can help them develop moral skills. Yeah, you can help them think about, are you a good person? Are you a bad person? Are you a good citizen? Are you a citizen of the world? Are you tolerant? Are you forgiving? I mean, students end up thinking about their own abilities, thinking about themselves, and reflecting on their actions, which is amazing. This activity, with this activity, I have achieved this. It has been so enlightening sometimes. My students have said, oh my God, I need to be more tolerant, teacher. I need to be a better person. I need to stop lying. This is terrible. I have to stop doing this. I mean, it's just a moral thing, and they end up reflecting on themselves. Yeah, problem solving, critical thinking, empathy, sorry, empathy with an E, sympathy, moral and social skills like this one. I have to stop lying. I need to be a better husband. I need to be a better person, etc. Right? I'm going to show you one, and I would like your participation. Celia, you can help me with that. This is one of
Sure.
my dilemmas. Yeah, this is one of my dilemmas. I showed this to my students. You can see, and I put this, and this the reason why I did this on purpose, right? The day I was going to teach this, my friends, I didn't have electricity, but my phone was connecting well, and I had the papers in my hand. I had to write the activity. It was almost time for my class, and the electricity was not back, and I had to teach from my phone, and I didn't have the materials with me because they were on my computer, and my computer was out. Yeah. So I wrote it on a piece of paper, and I showed the pictures with them. I had to solve the situation. I had to find the resources to teach my class. So this is, look at the paper is all racked, and those are my fingers, and that's my handwriting all in a hurry because the class was about to start. Yeah. So this is how we solve problems. This is how we solve problems in my country. And I suppose that you can also have these problems one day. No electricity, no connection, something happened. We'd never know. And we have to solve fast. Yeah. So look, this is my dilemma. One of my most beloved friends betrays your trust. You love him or her very much, but what they did really weakens your relationship. What would you do? Okay, now you are going to be my students, and I would like to see your answers. What would you do? Oh my God. Is one of your most beloved friends, but your trust, your heart is broken. Yeah. Maybe this person said something that wasn't supposed to be said. It was a secret, and now everybody knows about it, and good friends don't do that. Now you can pretend to be my students, and can you participate? You can participate. What would you do? All right.
Yeah. Rosario says I would ask him or her for an explanation and I would cry a lot.
Oh, yes. Me too, Rosaura. I would cry my eyes out. I have cried my eyes out for because of friends, bad friends. Good. Anybody else?
Yeah, participate. If you want to talk, if you want to say something, just raise the Zoom hand. Well, Kayla says I would talk to him, to her. Maria Fernanda says I would ask him or her the reason why he or she did it.
Uh-huh.
Ruth says I would feel really bad because one of my best friends betrayed the relationship, so I would cry a lot. I would ask the reasons, says Esther. Maite says I would cut the ties with him or her.
Yes. Cut ties could be a solution.
Yeah, Christian, I would ask her why she did it. Yes, and I will tell her I won't trust you anymore.
Yes, of course. You'll never recover for something from that, yeah? You never recover.
Lakshmi
So
says
as
I will pray for her.
oh, nice. Wow, that's a very good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So looking at this, for example, looking at your answers, most of you says, I would want to know the reasons. I would ask her or him, why did you do this? Yeah, because this is our nature, human nature. We want to know why. And cut ties and cry. Yes, everybody would do that. Some people after this, yeah, some people after this reflect after sharing what they would do just for answering me would really start thinking about their answer, and they would correct themselves. Yeah, they would correct themselves. They would, and then they would say, no, teacher, wait a moment. I think I wouldn't talk to her anymore. No, no. I would talk to her and then try to forgive. Oh my God, yes, that's my real. And then they would change their mind, like sharing what they really feel and reflecting on themselves. So it's a very complete exercise to boost 21st century skills. Yeah, it's a complete exercise. Remember, we're not just teaching English, we're helping learn and develop or realize of other skills apart from just learning the language. Yeah, this is a game. This is another game that is called Roll the Dice. You can play with this with beginners, advanced level, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, beginners to advanced. How does it work? How does it work? It's simple. You go online and find an online dice roller. Yeah? Find an online dice roller. Oh, I think my presentation is all right. Yeah? You write down 1 to 6. Yeah? In my case, I wrote down 1 to 6. I used one die. Remember that one die and the plural is dice. Yeah. And assign each number something to say according to the number and of course according to the student's level. Yes, for example, 5 is 5 important things about family. Yeah, you use the virtual dice roller. You roll the dice for each student. You do it. You roll the dice because each student rolling the dice, you don't get to see it and it can become a disaster. And students have to answer according to the number they get. For example, okay, Jessica, I am going to roll the dice for you. You roll the dice. You got a 3. 3. 3 important things in life. Yes, and Jessica has to say 3 important things in life. Yeah. So what is the benefit of this? The benefit is you get free discussion of topics that go from trivial to serious. Yeah. Because it could be 3 things you hate the most. That's trivial. Or you say 3 important things a mother must do. Wow, that's more serious, right? And of course, there is a development of a variety of language structures and language skills. Yeah, because they are listening, they are speaking. Maybe you can ask them to write something after that, to write that 5 important things about family, and they can make a composition, an essay, etc., etc., etc. So here's one of the activities I did. Yeah, if they get 1, it was 1 positive aspect about you. It was 2 important things in life. 3 special things to do on your birthday. 4 terrible things you would like to delete from history. That's very serious. Yeah. 5 beautiful things you remember about your childhood. And 6 common lies people tell. Let me tell you that this was so much fun. I had fun with all of my groups. Of course, when I say 4 terrible things you would like to delete from history, everybody said communism. We are in Venezuela. And it was like more than obvious, and everybody was having fun and laughing. When I hit the button here when I say 6 common lies people tell, that was so much fun, so much fun. And they were just talking, and there is a point when they don't realize they are in class. They are just talking among friends. And then students say something like, oh yeah, one common lie, I'm coming, and they are still in the shower. And everybody was laughing and having fun. So there is a moment when they really lose it and they forget they are in class. So no pressure. It's just a game, right? So everybody has something to say, a question about this. Do you understand how this works? Everything okay?
Yeah, they
Yeah?
say totally, absolutely.
All right, nice. Oh, my computer is playing a trick on me. That's why I tell you to please do the chat thing because I can. All right, let's go to the next activity. And this is using Google Books, my friends. Well, not big books, booklets, really short books. It should be done with advanced. It can be done, sorry, with intermediate, but be careful. Yeah. So we have these Google booklets. For example, in the picture you have one. This guy in particular, Philip Andrew, he has lots of free books and they are really short, really, really short. And it's like that. It's like self-fulfillment and steps to this, steps to that, advice. So this is the idea. This is exactly the idea. So use the Google Books app on your phone or online also to find free short books that you can use. Yeah, you can download. And the ones about self-fulfillment and advice are especially helpful to promote discussion. Yeah, read and discuss with students, and because they are short, you can read them in class. Yeah, you can make your students read, but be careful. Why? Because when students read, they feel the pressure of reading properly, pronouncing well, intonation, and they completely lose it in terms of comprehension. And when they are reading, they don't understand anything they are reading because they are focused on pronouncing. And then you say, okay, what do you think? What does it mean? And they are like, let me read again, teacher. Yeah, so be careful. You maybe read yourself first, have the discussion, and then you can make your students read a little bit in class, also to practice discussion, pronunciation and intonation. Yeah. So of course, here, when they give their opinion and you discuss the book, they practice different tenses and structures, and they use critical thinking to say yes, no, agree, disagree. Advice giving, because they sometimes say, well, I think this is what we should do, or I think this is not correct, and recommend advice giving and recommendation skills. Yeah, I'm going to show you an example. Yeah, these are some of the books I have used. Yeah, yeah, 7 keys to self-fulfillment. You can do that in an hour or less, depending on the amount of students you have, the number of students, sorry. 7 leadership qualities of great leaders, sorry. Self-discipline, 7 steps to develop a habit. When they say 7, it's like pretty much 1 page for each. And if not, you can shorten it, and it works wonders. Yeah, it works wonders. For example, here, 7 keys to self-fulfillment is be thankful, believe in yourself, etc. So you can read and ask your students, is that true? Is that false? What do you think? And also, one follow-up activity you can do with this is ask students, make a poster or write what the 7 keys to self-fulfillment, their own 7 keys are. Yeah, to create you can also ask them to design their own booklet, uh, following advice or qualities, or 7 amazing qualities a woman should have, and they can make their own book, and that is an extra activity. Yeah, that is an extra activity.
They are asking what is the app, what is the application that you use?
Google
Google
Books,
Books.
Google Books,
So they
Google
just type
Books. Yeah,
Google Books and they will get different books, right?
yeah, the free ones. Yeah, on your phone, you can download the application to your phone, and you can get, of course, you can get novels. I have downloaded uh a whole bunch of novels or um stories. Yeah, but also we can have these you type self-fulfillment and you get, oh, this guy Philip Andrew has very short books, so it's a plus that they are short. Yeah, Google Books. On your browser, you can open and type Google Books, and you can have it on your computer too.
They are asking if they can find like the books in different levels, or
I
they
don't
don't have.
know. I don't know, because these are not for teaching English. These are general books. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can
That they
see
can adapt,
quantities.
right?
Yeah, you can just type, let's see, I want to talk with my students. I want to talk about leadership, and you type leadership, and you have to check if they are free and if they are short. Really short to work in this type of strategy, because it has to be a short speaking class, and if you have a lot of students, you cannot have a long book. If you take 4 classes for a book, it's going to be boring. Students are going to feel the pressure. Yeah, but if it is a short discussion, it's fine. That's why I am advising you to find really short books, and it's like booklets. Yeah, booklets are short books. Yeah. Any other questions?
And no, I don't see any other question.
No. All right. The other activity is TOEFL-like questions. Yeah, TOEFL-like questions. Of course, teaching TOEFL skills is not easy. You have to be really prepared, but you are not going to teach TOEFL questions. You are going to ask questions similar to the TOEFL independent speaking question, yeah, which is not the same. What you have to do is to document yourselves in this, like what is the independent question for the TOEFL test and how does it work. You find on the TOEFL.org page how the independent question goes, and you can use this as a strategy to make students talk and practice critical thinking, logical organization of ideas, agree or disagree, making choices, etc. Yeah. So you introduce your students to the TOEFL independent questions, and what is it you have to tell them? You tell your students they will hear and read one question, and they will have 60 seconds, because this is how the independent question goes. It's 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds to answer. So you can make this work. You don't really have to do the academic questions TOEFL does, or TOEFL makes, sorry. But you can go simple. Like you have $20 and you need a T-shirt, but you can also take a course you need to become a better professional. But the T-shirt is going to be good because you have a job interview. What would you do? That's a dilemma. It's not a moral dilemma, but students have 15 seconds to prepare the answer and 45 seconds to answer. And this could be really fun too. Here's an example of the TOEFL independent question, so you can have an idea. Yeah, you will now be asked to give your opinion about a familiar topic. Give yourself 15 seconds to prepare your response. Then record yourself speaking for 45 seconds. This is what the TOEFL test tells you. Yeah, but this is what pretty much what you can show your students. Yeah. Look at the type of questions. Some people enjoy taking risks and trying new things. Others are not adventurous. They are cautious and prefer to avoid danger. Which behavior do you think is more likely to lead to danger? Yeah, this is how it give your students some structures. Like, for example, the first thing they have to do, the first things they have to say to start the answer. Yeah, I would take risks. Or I think that avoiding danger is the best behavior because, and they explain. Yeah. Do you get it? Do you understand how this activity goes, Celia?
Yeah, I don't see any question while they are saying great idea.
All
Yes, if
right.
you have any doubts, any questions,
Perfect.
just write on the chat box.
Yeah. All right. Perfect.
Okay,
Let's see our
Erika
next.
didn't get it very well. I guess because at some point the connection was a bit not good. So she would
Yeah,
like to
I
maybe to
get it.
repeat some of the steps.
Well, what you have to do is to know how the TOEFL independent speaking question goes. Yeah. Read a little bit about the TOEFL.org, but if you don't know so much about it, it's simple. You have a question where your students, you make a question where your students have to give their opinion, make a choice, or agree or disagree. Yeah. And they have to say why. Yeah. And what is the TOEFL part of the game, or of the question, of the answer? The TOEFL part is that they have 15 seconds to organize their ideas and 45 seconds to answer. You have to time it, okay? You have to time it. So this is it. Yeah, the TOEFL part of the exercise is that they have, similar to the TOEFL independent question, they have 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds to answer. Yes? Is that clear? Yeah?
Yeah, yeah, they
Yes,
say it is clear.
exactly. Okay, yeah, so sometimes see, I know that sometimes there is sometimes it's the communication is choppy. I understand. Just ask a question, give them two, give them two choices. Like some people like to eat meat because it has very many nutrients, and some people say that vegetables are better and they have more nutrients. Do you agree with this? And you say yes, no, I agree with the vegetarian style lifestyle because blah 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 in 45 seconds. Yeah, in 45 seconds. All right. Number 7, if some of you were at my storytelling presentation, they would see, they would remember this activity. Yes, this is a chain story. Why is it chain? Because it goes together as a chain, like a chain, but students have to make it a chain. Yes, but the good idea or the thing is that it has to make sense, but the pictures don't make sense sometimes. Yeah. So you show your students a set of pictures that supposedly make up a story according to you, the teacher, right? And one by one, students connect the story by utilizing the information they get from their story, from the picture, sorry, and their own information, their own imagination. Yeah. Of course, it has the same benefits as any storytelling exercise as creativity and imagination development, practice of chronological order and logical organization of ideas, practice of narrative tenses and narrative structures. Yeah, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you an example. Oh my God. We only see 3 pictures. It is supposed to be full. I don't know what's going on. Oh, that's too bad. I think it's the connection. Yeah, this was full of pictures, my friends. But I think it's not loading. I think it's not loading properly.
Yeah, I can only see 3 pictures actually.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I think it's the system. Okay, it's loading. It's
Yeah.
loading. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is a story. This is a story I showed my students. Yeah. This is a story I showed my students, and one student started. They have to start with this information, what they see in the picture and what they have in their own imagination. So it went like M and J. They have to name the characters. So Margaret and John, yeah, we're a happy couple. They like to, and then students get their, one student says, well, they like to visit England in the summer. Yeah, because it in the summer is Margaret's birthday. And then the second student say they had a neighbor, Peter. Peter, what do you see in the picture? What can you tell me about Peter? Yes, I want to do it. I want to do it. Okay, I'm going to look at the chat and I'm going to call people. Gloria, tell me something about the neighbor. Gloria Coronel, please. You can write it or you can say it. Yeah, they had a handsome neighbor, Peter. And what else can you tell me? Gloria, what else can you tell me? Yes, handsome and hot and well dressed. Yeah. He liked Margaret and he had a lot of money and he always wears Mark's clothes and was crazy about John's girlfriend, a model for
Yeah.
an important
Anna
magazine.
is raising her hand.
Yes, Anna. Anna, tell me the third picture, the neighbor. What do you see in the picture? How can you connect the information?
Is the neighbor all of us wish to have, first of all. And also, also he could be maybe a movie star. We are inferring, right? We are inferring. He could be maybe a movie star or an important salesman, right? Or
Yes,
it could
yes,
be
of course.
a thief, and with a costume of a decent person too. We don't know.
Yeah, yes. So if you see, Anna, if you see the third picture, what can you tell me connecting the information? He was a model. You have to choose one. Okay, he was a model. He was a famous. He had a lot of money. He was handsome. The neighbor we should all have. And what can you tell me? You with picture number three, putting together that information, connecting with the next picture.
Okay, I wanted to talk, but I couldn't. Okay, well, with those things I can see, I don't know if he works with cars or he's a real thief. I don't know. It could be.
Okay. Yes, but don't tell me I don't know. You have to be sure because this is your story. You say,
Okay,
yeah.
well, if he's wearing such a nice suit, but on the other hand, he uses those tools, well, a thief, in my opinion.
Okay, you can say, however, he was a mechanic, says Karina. Or you can just look at that and say, oh my God, he was crazy. He had a loose screw. Yeah, we say the same in Spanish and we say it in English. Or you can say, one day, you say, one day he was fixing something and he was working in the backyard with his tools and he saw Margaret in the backyard. Yes, yeah. One day, yes, Rocio, he had to fix something and he went to Margaret's house to ask for a tool. Yes, this is when, and let me tell you something, each image is for each student. One student says something, the next picture is for another student, the next picture is for another one, and this is how we chain the story. Yes, do you get it?
Hmm. Yeah, they are saying yes on the chat.
All right, all right. Perfect. So let me tell you something. I had a group that said that they were the neighbor, and the neighbor was fixing the car when he saw Margaret and he fell in love with her. One day he invited Margaret for dinner and bought her roses, but as they were, he was giving her roses, uh, John saw them and he sent the dog, and the dog bit Peter in the leg, and they went to the police station for attacking a neighbor, but Peter died because the dog was a monster, and then nobody knows that it was secretly arranged by John because he was jealous, and a lot of things happened. Oh my God, that was that was so funny when they were like, what? 1 year later, they were in prison. It was funny, and then it doesn't really have to make sense, but students really use their creativity, their imagination, and students really have fun. And then you have time to sit back, relax as they talk. Don't correct them, just write down the mistakes and then you can correct them later. But you have fun just listening to them. I had so much fun listening. A serial killer, John was actually gay and the relationship was with Peter and not with Margaret. I mean, you have no idea. I think we are all psychos or we watch too much Criminal Minds and CSI and all those shows, Law and Order. But students were having a lot of fun while they were practicing. They were just connecting a story. So this is a great idea. Of course, it works best with advanced students. I'm not going to lie to you. It works because they have more tools. They have more tools to chain, to connect the stories. All right, let's take a look at my number 8, mini presentations. And I want to really emphasize these mini presentations. We do not have a lot of time to do this online. We do not have a lot of time to listen to our students talking for 10 minutes about their favorite day. Yeah, mini presentations. I'm talking about 3 minutes, 5 minutes tops, and it can work from beginner to advanced because you go and tell your students, your beginner students, sorry, tell me about your family or describe your family tree. This is my mom. Her name is Maria. She's an assistant. She is 45 years old. This is my dad. His name is John. He is an engineer. He's 47 years old. Yeah. And that is 3 minutes. Yeah. And don't make it long because we don't have a lot of time online. Other students get bored. Yeah, because when somebody is presenting, there's not much interaction. There can be interaction later. So if I am the first one and I have 15 classmates, I'm going to be really bored with number 6. So that's why I have to make it short and interesting. So students have to prepare really short presentation, 3 to 5 minutes, about a topic they really enjoy, cooking, comics, books. They have to make sure the presentation is interactive. Yes, this is involve the other students. So if it is more advanced levels, they can prepare a presentation where other students have to participate, like today. Let's do this exercise. Let's do this activity. Have you seen this movie? I'm going to talk about Black Panther. Black Panther is my favorite movie, blah, blah, blah. And these are 5 things you didn't know about Black Panther. Number one, oh, what do you believe this? And then students interact, ask questions, etc. Those 3 5 minutes are enough for you to know what your student is doing, what they lack, what they are missing, etc., etc. So of course the benefits, they practice different tenses, different structures according to their level, of course, and they develop socializing and technological skills because they have to make a presentation, they have to design slides or show a picture, use Canva or PowerPoint, or and you're helping them use the tools. You say, okay, it's your time to present. Oh, teacher, how do I do this? Just share the screen. How do I share the screen? And you are helping them with the system. You are helping them with Zoom or with Google Meet. That's the point too, to help them develop their technological skills. At the same time, if you have this on WhatsApp, also you are helping them share it for academic information on WhatsApp or on Telegram. Plenty of courses are done by using WhatsApp, like complete 1 hour, 2 hour courses on cooking, on psychology, on education. And there is a strategy for that. Yeah, there is a strategy for that. So you are helping them develop these skills so they can be citizens of the future, citizens of the 21st century. Any comments about this?
No, I don't see any comments.
All right, let's continue because I know that it's time to go. Number 9, anecdotes. I always share this. If you were my storytelling presentation, this is one of the activities I like doing because it's your student talking and finding the tools to express themselves. Yeah, remember that anecdotes are short stories that have to be, I mean, they have to be short, interesting, and usually embarrassing or amazing. Yes, that is an anecdote. This morning I woke up, I went to the bus stop and I had to walk because there was no transportation. Thank you. That is not an anecdote. Where is the excitement? What is the interesting part? Yeah. So you have to remind your students what an anecdote is. Yeah. And then they have to present You can give them like, okay, you have to share something embarrassing that happened to you in 1 minute, clicking. Yeah, you have to make it fun so they don't feel the pressure to answer. Be careful. Yeah, so they have to share something interesting or embarrassing that happened to them in 1 or 2 minutes. The others can ask follow-up questions or share similar stories. It can be free, or you set up the topics. You can say something embarrassing that happened to you when you were 10 years old, or tell me an anecdote, something interesting that happened to you the first time you did something, the first time you went to the beach, the first time you went to the university. Or be careful with things that could end up being inappropriate, like sexual contents or intolerant content, racism, yeah, uh, discrimination, etc. We have to be careful with that, of course. It depends on the group you have. And of course, we are clear that anecdotes are to practice past tense. This is, yeah, practice of different narrative tenses and structures according to the level is always past, past simple, past continuous, past perfect, present perfect continuous, present perfect, etc. And of course, it's good for socializing. They develop empathy. They say, oh my God, the same happened to me. I can totally understand you. Or, oh my God, you really did that? Aren't you? Don't you feel bad about what you did? Yeah, it's like morality, moral issues, self-reflection. You say, yes, I did that, and I am so sorry. I didn't want to do it. Or, yeah, there is a space for self-reflection and empathy and moral values. Yeah, so it's something like that. Are there any questions?
No, I guess Liz said that the connection was a bit choppy, but yeah, no, I guess it's fine.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, right now, yes, that's fine now.
All
Yeah.
right. The last one is really funny, and this is how we are going to end this presentation. Well, you think that tongue twisters, they don't give you much space for discussion or oral activities, but it can help your students improve pronunciation and in the long term speaking. Yeah, I love tongue twisters for my speaking sessions, live or face to face, because students have fun and they also try to see, oh, I didn't know you could pronounce that, because they can relate sounds similar. Oh, this word is similar to this word, etc., etc., etc. So you display or you show or you give them a series of tongue twisters and ask students to repeat them. Make sure you read them first and know the correct pronunciation of words. This is very important, because teachers giving tongue twisters to students and they don't know how to pronounce the words, not how to do it, but how to pronounce them. Yeah. Dr. Seuss, I don't know if you know Dr. Seuss, yeah, the famous writer from the Cat in the Hat and the Land of the Who, yeah, Horton the Elephant, that's Dr. Seuss. And his tongue twisters are particularly fun because they make a lot of sense even when they don't make sense. And he invents a lot of words that don't exist in the dictionary. So it's pretty funny. Of course, you practice pronunciation, intonation, and linking. Linking is so important. That would help students link the correct places. Yeah, not chop information, segment information where it is not supposed to be segmented, right? They develop new vocabulary, and it promotes curiosity and reading habits because they want to find out more, especially if you tell them about Dr. Seuss. And here it is. This is one of the books. Yeah. This is one of Dr. Seuss' books. Yeah. Let me move my things on the screen. Yeah. So this is one of the books. It's called Oh Say Can You Say. So I am going to read it, and I want a volunteer to read it also. Yeah. It says the storm starts when the drops start dropping. When the drops stop dropping, then the storm starts stopping. That's easy. Who wants to say it? Who is my volunteer here? Anybody?
Ruth, I guess, is raising her hand. Ruth? Ruth.
Aha, Ruth and
Yes,
Janet.
yes, yes.
Aha.
And then Janet.
All right,
Yes.
Ruth, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The storm starts when the drops start dropping. When the drops stop dropping, then the storm starts stopping.
Yes, very good, very good.
Thank
All
you.
right, excellent.
What
Let's see
about
who's next.
Janet? Janet, can you activate your audio?
All
Oh,
right.
sorry, Janet, again, please.
Okay, good evening. Okay, the
Hello.
story start when the drops start dropping, when the drops stop dropping, then the storm starts stopping.
Excellent. Very good.
Yeah, I guess
Very good.
Luis
Who's
was
next?
also raising his hand. Luis?
Of course. Thanks.
All right.
Yeah, the storm starts when the drop starts dropping. When the drop stops dropping, then the storm starts stopping. That's good? For me, yes.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
And Anna also wants to participate. Anna, you can activate
Go,
your audio.
Anna. Go
Okay,
ahead.
it's a tongue twister, right? Of course. Okay. The storm
Right.
starts
Yes.
when the drop starts dropping. When the drop stops dropping, when the storm starts stopping. Yeah. Thank you.
You see, it's really fun. And look at it. How many sounds, how many crucial, vital, essential sounds we are practicing. We are practicing two vital sounds for us as Spanish speakers. We need to improve when we are speaking English, which is the S at the beginning, which is very difficult for us because we tend to say storm, start, storm, yeah? And we are practicing that sound. The storm starts, storm starts, yeah? And we are practicing the P, my friends, because we don't have that P in Spanish. We don't say papa, we say papa. So we tend to say drop, drop. We don't say drop, yeah? So with this simple exercise, there are so many things, and you are giving the students the chance to speak, even though it doesn't look like like a dialogue. It's not an opinion. It's not a conversation. It's not a choice. It's not a reading, but it's still nonetheless speaking practice. Yes. Also, the S at the end, which is really difficult for us, especially here in Venezuela, because in Venezuela we don't pronounce the final S's in our normal Spanish. We say español because we are Caribbean and tropical, and this is our Spanish. Maybe Peru, you don't have the problem. You say español and say Caracas. We don't say Caracas, we say Caracas. Yeah, that's our Spanish. So when it's time to learn the present simple, we say when drops start, and we don't do it. So in Venezuela, it's an issue to pronounce the S at the end of words. So it's also a sound we practice. It's also a sound we practice. Okay, I have the opportunity for one more person to read it before we finish. Celia.
I guess
you choose
Janet
the person, Celia.
Vallejo wanted to read it. Janet and Kayla.
She was from the beginning.
We have two people.
All right.
Only
All
them.
right, all right.
Okay, so Janet, go ahead. Janet Vallejo, you can activate your audio.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
The storm starts when the drops start dropping, when the drops start dropping, when the dawn starts dropping.
Very good. Good.
And,
good. And the next
Kayla,
one?
go ahead, Kayla.
Okay, thank you. Hello. The storm starts when the drops start dropping. When the drops stop dropping, then the storm starts stopping.
Good, very good, Kayla. So my friends, these are my 10 activities for today. And I always have the same recommendations. This is the general thing because you are teachers, you know what to do. I'm not going to tell you things like, well, yeah, it's like, yeah, the ocean is water. I'm not going to tell you this, but some reminders. Always keep students level in mind because this is an issue. If you think that you cannot do this activity with beginners, don't do it because you are right. It can be done with. If you think that this particular activity can be done with beginners, do it. Yeah. So don't give too much thinking about it. Like, oh my God, but this activity, Miss Eileen told me this, but I can't do that with beginners. Don't do it. Choose another one. There are plenty of activities. Don't push your students to do something they don't know how to do because they get discouraged and you get angry. Yeah. And this is one of our the biggest teachers mistakes ever. It's like, you do that, you're learning English, come on, it's easy. No, it's not easy. Yeah. Learning another language is not easy. You have to be patient. Yeah. And keep their level in mind. Design a complete set of netiquettes. Sessions, speaking sessions need to be organized and respectful. And in order to be organized and respectful, your students have to know what to do and what not to do. Yes, like here, you have to say, keep your microphone always silenced, please. Keep your video off. Um, don't speak when another person is not speaking. Don't interrupt. Raise your hand. Write on the chat. I mean, these etiquettes are important. This is how we work in online environments. We need etiquettes. Yeah, we need a set of etiquettes, web etiquettes. Yeah, you cannot talk about this. You cannot talk about sex, race, religion, blah blah blah. If that is the way you organize your classes, and make sure your instructions are clear. We hate, because I am a teacher, we hate giving instructions too many times. We hate it, but if we have to do it, we have to. Remember, sometimes we have to ask ourselves, why do I have to give instructions 3, 4, 5 times and students are still sending me emails, WhatsApp messages because they don't understand the activity? Check yourself. Yeah. Check the way you give instructions. And the best way is to say, you have to do this, and that. Are we clear? I don't understand. You have to do this, and that. And you have to give them orally, send them an email, send them a WhatsApp message, post it on Facebook, on Instagram. I mean, you have to use different means to get the information, to come the information across. Yeah. Don't generate stress. Remember, a speaking session, they are not going to talk if they are stressed. Like, hey, Maria, you have to speak because if you don't speak, you won't pass. And then this is Maria here in the picture. Like, but I don't understand. I don't know what to do. I can't speak. I don't speak English. I am a beginner. Oh, I'm not going to pass. And then we have all these problems. Yeah. So I will be here waiting for this is it. I don't think I have much left to say except for listening to your comments and recommendations. Of course, um, it's loading. Of course, you can always write me an email or a message. Yeah. And while the information is loading, because my information is supposed to be there, let me take a look. Let me take a look at the chat. It's a little slow for me.
Yeah, they are thanking you. It was an
All
excellent,
right.
brilliant, great webinar. Yes, they really enjoyed the webinar. Wonderful
All right.
information.
Thank you for participating. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You can write me if you want the slides and can send it to you, Celia, on WhatsApp.
Yeah, sure. Send them to me and I will share it with
Mm-hmm.
them.
Yes. And I will share the slides with you. The information is here. You can always write me. You can, my address is there, but it won't show. I don't know.
Oh,
It's,
but you send it to me because I'm gonna post it on a website, so you can
all
maybe
right.
send me your link also to English Corner, so I can share it
Yes,
with them.
yes. And I have another thing. I don't know what's going on here. Let me check. Oh, here it is. Here it is. There was another slide here, but it doesn't. Yeah, you can write me clubconversacionmerida@gmail.com. You can follow me in Action English Corner. And you can ask me if you want to know, hey, I am fulanito de tal from Peru, and I would like to know what would you do? I have a dilemma. What would you do if you had a student that doesn't do this or that? And I will be more than glad, more than glad to help you, and more than glad that uh, give you the information you want. Yes. And if you want to participate in my conversation club, you can also ask for information. And I wanted to tell you, as a Ventizol member, I am the state representative for Tizol Venezuela in my state in Merida. I wanted to invite you. The information was supposed to be here, but let me see if I leave the the sharing screen. I can see the. I wanted to invite all the teachers. If you have a presentation you would like to share with us here in Venezuela, I invite you to participate in our annual convention. It's going to be online this year, Ventiso Convention. And I would love to, if you have a presentation, if you want to share something, um, well, the information was supposed to be here. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can add it from my phone. No, Canva is like really slow. I can see that people are raising their hands.
Yes. Please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ruth, go ahead.
Hello. I love your
Hello.
presentation. It was so
Thank you.
interesting, amazing. And only one
Thank
question,
you.
my dear ID. How can I get
Yes.
this beautiful and amazing and interesting book from Dr. Seuss? Where can I find it? Here in Peru?
Well, I don't know, but let me tell you, online they are very difficult to find. Very difficult to find because they are not for free. But what sometimes you can find are some pictures. I have found not the entire book, but some pictures. Yeah, me, because I used to have access to the actual book. So I don't have access to the books anymore. But online they are very difficult to find. You have to buy them. Maybe on Amazon you
All
can find
right.
them. Yeah, but
Amazon.
if you type Dr. Seuss tongue twisters, you can find some pictures, some images, like this one I found here.
Thank
Like this one
you.
I found here.
That was
You can
very
find that.
helpful information. Thank you so much, my
Thank you.
dear. Thank you so
Thank you. I
much.
am happy. Yes, Jose Luis, I am from Venezuela. Yes, I am from Venezuela. Thank God the electricity didn't go off today. I'm so happy that I
Yeah.
had connect. I
Yeah,
had
the books
Dear.
the books are actually on Amazon.
Yeah, the books
Oh,
are
If
on
you
great.
wanna take a
Amazon.
look at that. They're $5 for, but I'm not sure what it is. It's the digital version, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let
Dear
me see.
Aileel, hello.
Yes. Hello, my Rosie.
Rosara.
How are you?
Working
Yes.
and listening
I
to your presentation. It was great. I was working and listened both at the same time because I finished work at 8:30, but I was listening to it, and they were really interesting, believe me. And teachers, I
Thank you.
think they have enjoyed and learned a lot, and they will take this webinar into consideration and present it to their students, because that's the goal, that the students improve.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for your professional
Yeah.
presentation, your PPT,
Thank
everything was
you.
okay. And remember, guys, Miss Ailil Coutinho is helping Peru, Neta Peru Tech things last year, and we really
Yes.
love her presentations. So thanks
Thank
a
you,
lot.
Rosana. Thank
Thanks
you
a
for
lot.
your invitation. I am so happy to be your collaborator. It has, from the beginning, I have loved this association and this institution, and I really love what you are trying to do. So congratulations for putting together all these things in a year. You have done so many things, and I admire you. So my respects and admiration to all the team from Neta Peru. Thank you a
Yeah,
lot.
we are a team. And listen, tomorrow, Dr. Anastasia Kawaya from Florida University will be with us at 5 p.m., guys. So she's going to present a very interesting topic. Thanks again, Ailil. Thanks, Celia. Thanks to all the teachers that are here. We really learned a lot. And they are
Thank you.
the activities for our students, you know?
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Yes. And
Thanks
of
a lot.
course, I would love to also have your, if you have activities to recommend to me, please send them to my email. Like, Miss Ailil, I think you should do this. I mean, I am happy to get your activities too, and we can get feedback, right? Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you, Ailil, for being with us
Thank
today.
you. Thank you.
Thanks. Nice. And everybody, don't forget that tomorrow we have Dr. Anastasia Kawaya presenting Teaching Media Leadership Literacy. Yes, so we'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Peru time. Yes, so remember this is Peru time. And if you want to get Mauricio's PowerPoint, this is on the website. I will send you the link right now so you can go there and get the material from last Saturday's workshop. So let me send you the link. Yes, and yeah, there is a Ailil's Gmail. Yes, clubconversacionmerida@gmail.com. Yes, and
And I can give you my WhatsApp number too if you have WhatsApp.
yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I have this number. Of course, it's a plus 58 because it's Venezuela. Yeah, 412-723-3330.